Josh Atkinson on the morning of October 30th, 1993, heading up into his deer stand. Hurried up the ladder with you. And then he let go! Part of the arrow shaft right there, yeah. Appears to be dead. 8:45, 10:30, 93.
I turned 15 years old in 1992, and for my birthday that year, my parents gave me my first bow. It wouldn't be until the following year that I'd take my first deer, and over the last 28 years, I've been fortunate to take whitetails of all sizes, and from the smallest to the biggest, I could tell you the story behind each and every one. I could probably even take you to the tree I was in or the stump I was sitting beside when I tagged them. Here it is, November. In the past 8 years, I've been blessed to take 3 bucks that just had a little something extra. Each one had its own crazy story and hunt, rattling up Nutzenheimer off the ground without a blind in 2012, 5 crazy encounters in 2013 with highbrow that led to one last hunt the day after Christmas, an initial run-in with Vinny before our final meeting in sub-zero wind chills in 2016. And while all deer and bucks are special, those 3 just had a little something extra. I admire big antlers just as much as anyone, but I love trying to match wits with mature deer regardless of score. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's a 3 or 4 year old, sometimes it's a 5 or 6 year old. Either way, those seasoned veterans of the farm that have found a way to survive really get my attention. While Nutzenheimer, highbrow, and Vinny made themselves visible and to a certain extent predictable in regards to where they'd hang out during certain parts of the year, this deer was different. Completely different than all the rest. It wasn't that he had more inches on his head, it was because he played the chess match a little better than the others. He was completely unpredictable, never in the same area more than a day or 2 at a time, and never did the same thing twice. He was a roamer and a loner, part ghost, part magician. This is Springsteen, and this is his story. In order to tell the complete story of Springsteen, I think you got to go back to 2017, year that started like any other, making hit lists of bucks and running mineral trail cameras. 2 bucks to top the list that year, a split 8 and funky winker beam. Had an awesome encounter at 10 yards off the ground in a cornfield with a split 8 before ultimately arrowing funky winker beam in early November. Earlier that summer, we had gotten a bunch of pictures of a 3-year-old 8-point. It's probably 125, 130 inches, really nice tine length, good eye guards, and we dubbed him Springsteen. Couldn't tell you why, but that's what we end up calling him. As the season wears on, you know, a 3-year-old buck, you never know where they're gonna end up, where they're gonna chase the girls to, where they're gonna end up late season, but he sticks around through the pre-rut, the rut. Firearm season comes and goes, muzzle loader season, and he still shows up, end of season, and he's still on camera, still alive. Fast forward to 2018, a year that would end up being my toughest season in a very long time, and the process starts all over. Springsteen this year, however, puts on G4s, some major inches, and is placed at the top of the list above a buck we called Big E. Pictures continue to roll in, and then in August, he falls completely off the map, off the camera. No sightings, no trail pictures. I assumed he was dead, a VHD, or maybe by the hood of a car. I had a bunch of trips scheduled that fall, and it all started with Kentucky. And while that state left us scratching our heads, I also got the opportunity to hunt with legendary outfitter Paul Fountain in Iowa. While there, we had horrible weather. I ended up getting my first kidney stone and subsequently blew a gimme shot on a heck of a buck. Catch him, Mark. And that was just the beginning. By the time I get back from Iowa in mid-November, Big E has taken an arrow from another hunter and is presumed dead. He's completely fallen off the cameras. Within 7 days of Big E's disappearance, Springsteen shows back up on camera, game on. The dominant buck of the area is gone and he's back. As November and December roll on. He continues to show, but only after dark sets in. January comes around, and we finally get some post-rut, get them on their feet early type of weather.
No sense of lying about it. It's cold, y'all. Temperature is currently about 8 or 9 degrees. The wind chill is -10 to -15. It's blowing, it's cold. We've got a little bit of snow still on the ground. We've had some crazy weather this year. El Nino's just been on my case. Finally got some cold weather, finally got some snow. And then we had a 24-hour warm up. And it got up to 44 degrees, dumped just about an inch of rain. And has since cooled down considerably. 2 days ago, it's 45 degrees. It is currently 8. But the cold is here to stay. We've got another potential snowstorm coming up here in about 4 days. I'm hoping that it brings us some more snow. But right now I'm hunting the boss, Springsteen. He's been inconsistent. I think I've gotten one daylight picture of him since the rut, and that's been it. So he's due for another round, I think, don't you?
We started the track that night. Things looked awesome for the first 75 yards. And 10 yards later, blood had dried to pin-sized drops. We knew the shot was low and likely below the brisket, but I held out hope. 48 hours later, I bumped him out of a bed, and subsequent trail pictures revealed he was gonna be all right. 2018 was a year I was blessed to do more hunting and more traveling than I'd ever done. And I still ended up eating every buck tag in my pocket. That's hunting.
My gosh, is he big.
If that doesn't get you excited about hunting and deer season, I frankly don't know what will. First night scouting, and I got eyes on Springsteen. The boss is back, and he is big. I got to see him one time hunting last year, and I blew the opportunity. And lo and behold, first night scouting, there he is. Mid-July, we've still got a ways to go for hunting season, but absolutely gorgeous specimen of a whitetail. And that was how 2019 started. Springsteen is back. He's now a legit giant, 5.5 years old, well over the 170-inch mark. And while that would be the only time I'd see him while glassing, the camera started picking him up, and I started charting his movements. I was keeping track of what camera he'd show up on, the time of day, the temperature, the moon phase, what food source he was on, all in hopes of connecting the dots for the early season. By early October, I had a pretty good idea of his movements, but not once did I have the correct wind to hunt him. By late October, pictures are sporadic at best and only at night, but it's time to hunt. The morning of November 6th, I'm in a tree watching a good buck spar with another one, and I get a text from a buddy that's hunting a mile away. Just had the boss at 30, missed him. From that point on, the legend of Springsteen would just continue to grow. To our knowledge, nobody would lay eyes on him during daylight hours. And while other bucks would establish their late fall post-rut and winter patterns, he had no pattern, he had no home. He was truly a nomad. And that would continue right up until the end of the season. We'd get pictures of him in one spot for a day or two, and then 24 hours later, he's 2.5 miles away. Not once would we ever see him during daylight again until the end of season. When it's all said and over with, he finally shows up and all we can do is watch him. It wouldn't be until shed season that we'd pick up his right side and know just how big he really was.
Unbelievable, good boy. Unbelievable.
Now that we had 3 years of intel on him, we knew that plans and strategy were gonna have to change. Knowing that he was very sensitive to hunting pressure and was basically a vagrant come mid-October, I was gonna have to get aggressive with him right off the bat. Early summer pictures revealed that he was pretty much bedding in the same area as he had in years prior. So I hung some sets smack dab in the middle of his bedding area so I could try and catch him going to bed on an early October morning hunt. Bow season opens and a mere 2 days into it, poof, he pulls the old Houdini act again and falls completely off the cameras. And I'm back to square one using my old tactics of biding my time and getting behind the glass to see if I can spot him. By late October, I've only gotten a few nighttime pictures, and it's time to throw out everything I thought I knew about him and thought would work on him and just hunt. Hunt and pray.
All right, guys and gals, all set up. Well, not all set up, but getting close to being set up on what is essentially my first pre-rut hunt of the year. I'm actually not even certain that I should be out here because the deer that I'm after has not shown once during daylight. I have absolutely no idea where he's at. And that, but that's part of hunting. That is hunting, right? You just go off a hunch and play the wind and do the best you can. Bottom line is, the last 2 years, I've hunted this deer and this deer solely. That being the case, I've eaten 2 years worth of tags here in my home state. I have not shot a deer here in the home state. It's 2020, since 2019, since 2017. And it had been a long time before that I ate a tag. But this deer is special, and he's taken me to the wire the last 2 years, so frankly, my friends and I, we don't know if he's killable. He might be one of those deer that is just simply not killable, but I'll be doggone if I'm not going to try these for a while. So, I'll set up in the cornfield, trying to ground spot tonight. About 130 more inches on his head.
Well, gang, just about prime time. That had a little buck walk by, postured the decoy a little bit ago. And my uncle is actually the farmer. He was farming and finishing up his corn across the way. And he finished it. And I heard a combine start up and coming right at me, so I had to scramble and try to pick everything up. I think I got everything out of the field. But that's gonna do it for tonight's hunt.
Happy November. It is the 2nd, and it is a beautiful November morning. A little bit of a west-southwest breeze. First morning in this set, and I love it. Just hung it this summer. And what I've got is 3 bedding areas. I'm on an inside corner with a creek and a major creek crossing right here to my right. I already had a doe or fawn slide through to the north of me about 40 yards right before daybreak. I could just barely make him out in the binos. Hopefully Mr. Right comes through undertail at some point. But it's a beautiful morning. Friends, it is about 20 after 9. I had that little neat walkthrough about 20 minutes ago. I'm going to give it just a little bit longer because I've got a different game plan for tonight. Going to be hunting off the ground again. All in all, pretty active morning. Some does. Doe and a button buck. I'd like to know where their mama was. I'm guessing she might be hot and be with a buck. Don't know. And 2 small bucks and then that little 8-point. So feels good to be out in a tree in November. Guarantee you that. Backside of a little bit of a cool spell and headed towards a very, very warm spell that's going to be here for the next 8 days. With that is going to be a ton of westerly, southwesterly, and mostly southerly winds, which really limits my access and where I want to be and where I think I can kill old Springsteen. Therefore, for the time being, as long as we have these winds, I'm going to bounce back and forth between one tree stand and this ditch bank. This is the 3rd time I've hunted this ditch bank. The first time I sat right here, saw Zippo, nothing, got skunked. The last time I hunted this ditch bank was 2 nights ago, Saturday night, Halloween night. Then I was down to the east there, about 100, 150 yards, and I saw 5 does down in this this corner, come out of this standing cornfield. So I'm thinking that one of these times, one of those does might have a good buck with her. Maybe even him. Do I think it's tonight? No. But it's November, and you gotta be out there when you can. Got a while here before dark. Just gonna settle in, face paint up here in a little bit, and see what happens. Y'all, we are approaching that magical half hour or so. We've got about 20 minutes before sunset, therefore about 45 minutes-ish of camera light. I just had a doe up at the crest of the hill. I didn't even see her until she was already turned around. I could tell that she did not like Big Poppy on the deck. She kind of was looking, and as she was turning, put her tail up and just walked right back into the standing corn there. So don't know that I should expect anything to come from that general direction, but she didn't blow or anything, so no harm, no foul there. Sun's just gone down, so I'm gonna go ahead and break out the horns. Maybe 6 yards, and spooked, saw me, blew, and she's up the hill now blowing. So I'm guessing this hunt is over. There she is. She's about 60 yards. Oh my God. There he is. He's right out there, y'all. 50 yards and coming. 70 yards. Last I saw her, she was 100 yards out, heading east. I thought, I heard she blows again. She sounds closer. I peek over the weeds. She's about 60 yards out, and she looks at the decoy, then looks to the west, and I could tell she was looking at another deer. And I pan over with the binos, and all I see is this rack through the weeds, and instantly I knew it was him. About 60 yards, right beside her, coming into the decoy, and I just had to call. I don't know. I called my nerves, and oh my word, he was coming, just slowly but surely coming, and I just kind of crouched down as much as I could, and drew when I could, and when he hit my shooting lane, I drew before he hit my shooting lane, and when he hit my shooting lane, he looked at me. I don't know if he saw the camera or what, and I had to lean towards the camera just a little bit. I had vitals, and I think I 10-ringed him. I lost. He went straight south, and I lost him up against the woods there. How incredible is that? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Alright, I gotta calm my nerves. I gotta calm down. Alright, I'm gonna walk out, look at my arrow. He's long gone. I'm gonna look at my arrow. And go from there. I gotta look at the video. No, I gotta look at my arrow. Are you kidding me? I think I nailed him, y'all. I think I smoked him. It looked good from here. I had to lean out like I said. And he just went, but it looked really good. Unbelievable. November the 2nd, and I just killed Springsteen. It is unbelievable. Sorry about that, guys. Alright. Yeah, arrow looks real good. Couldn't find any blood real quick when I looked right there. So, let me turn this back on green. So I'm gonna roll up on out of here, go home, and try to relax a little bit, look at the video, make sure everything's cool. And unbelievable. He was about 18 yards when I hit him, so if that, I don't even know. But he was close. So, alright, gonna pack up, get out of here. Go and watch a video. I'll talk to y'all in a little bit.
Go back. See that again. Slow her down. That's a dead deer.
You think?
Yeah, that's a dead deer. Center punched him.
I think it's a little high, a little back. Here's the deal. I've been home for about an hour. And I've probably looked at the video for, I don't know, the last 40 minutes for sure. And I've probably looked at it 45 times. And I'll probably look at it a bunch more tonight. But Scott was up hunting this evening as well, about a half mile away. Of course, as soon as I hit him, or as soon as I look at the arrow, called Scott. And now that I've watched the video about 45 times, my confidence is down a little bit.
Shouldn't be.
I don't know. I think I'm under the spine. I mean, Richie sent this picture. If I hit right there,
Back to lung.
I'm probably okay.
Yeah.
Maybe liver, a little bit.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. backside long. Liver, depending on angle. I know he's broadside, but...
Right. Another thing I learned, too, is that I thought he went straight south while he went out and around the decoy. So I found first blood at impact. Arrow looked awesome. But then I went south to look for more blood. Well, of course I didn't find him because he wheeled around the decoy. But I want to give him till the morning.
I mean, I think that's a good idea.
Just to be sure.
Yeah, just in case. If he's dead, he's dead. Either way, right? Whether you find him tonight or find him in the morning.
Right, or he's not.
Or he's not. Either is or he isn't. So, look for him in the morning. Hopefully he's close, and call me.
That's the plan. I'm waiting till morning. When in doubt, back out. Oh, this deer's cost us a lot of sleep over the last year, both of us. One more night isn't going to hurt, right? All right, friends. Just shy of 9 in the morning, the day after, the morning after, hitting what may be my biggest buck. Definitely the oldest buck that I've chased and the biggest body deer for sure. As you know by now, let him go overnight just because I wasn't confident in the hit. Arrow is coated in blood. We're going to try to pick up that blood trail. Here we go. Wish us luck. Got blood here, blood here. Trying to find the next spot. Okay. Blood, blood. Got it, got it, got it. What road does he hit? I'm standing on last blood. Right there. Right there's another spot. Right here, right here. Blood. Good blood right here. Yep, right there. Right here, some good blood. Some good blood, good blood. Yeah, he's starting to open up, I think. Yep, all through here. Good blood. Put up all on the stalks. Right here. Dude, are you kidding me? He's right there. Are you kidding me? Oh my word. I gotta sit down for a minute. I don't even know what to say right now. I'm usually not a guy that is at a loss for words, but right now I am. Oh, let's go look. Thank you, Lord. Oh my gosh, is he a pig, Bo? Oh my Lord, yeah, he was dead before I left the field. Oh. Look at that freaking deer, dude. Justin, look at that deer, dude. Pretty sure it's double. We might need 4 of us to get him out of here. He didn't even make it to the woods.
I told you. Congrats.
Thanks, buddy. Dude, that is a giant. That is a giant. I still don't even know what to say, guys. First, I guess by nature, I am not a very large individual at 5'9", let's call it 70 pounds. But this dude is huge. Biggest body deer by far I've ever shot. Antler-wise, obviously he is just a brute. I don't know that he's gonna be the biggest, but he's gonna be close. and it doesn't matter. I am extremely blessed, extremely excited, extremely thankful. I know the video isn't the greatest, but you're crazy if you think that a deer of this caliber walks in and I don't have perfect lighting. You're crazy if you think I'm gonna give him a pass for another day. The boss, Mr. Springsteen, thank you for the chase. Thank you. Smorgasbord, if you will. No. Get a rough green score here.
I'd say mid 180s.
175.
Mr. Chad is on the tape.
7 and
Close.
7.
He's got a grin on him, I don't know.
7 and 7. 6 and 7. 5 and 1. 4 and 3.
That's awesome. What a deer.
I've been 190 if I had one more.
Wow, what a story. What an end to a 3-year ordeal. It's now the summer after that hunt, and I still can't believe the way that it all played out. You know, year after year, we hunters put so many plans into motion, running trail cameras, setting out mineral, food plots, all in hopes of that one that gets our blood really just boiling, sauntering in and giving us an opportunity. And so many times it just doesn't play out that way. But to be lucky enough to pull it off from the ground while self-filming just in some way seems fitting. An unconventional way to take an unconventional buck. Eye level, face to face, on an even playing field.